Hey, Dry Tortugas National Park is, wow, this is so incredible. I love national parks. I've almost been to every single one of them, and I'll tell you what, you have got to get here. Get to Key West, get on a seaplane or get on a ferry and get here. They have snorkel gear. You'll have your breakfast and lunch on the ferry. If you go on the ferry, you'll get to explore this historic fort. Right that way is the lighthouse. Right behind me is the Gulf of America. For incredible snorkeling, you need to come to Dry Tortugas. I've traveled 70 miles in the open ocean on a ferry just to get to this fort, and I am incredibly excited to share this with you. And this one just blows my mind. And so, do you know this is the most remote national park in America, that is in the lower 48, and reaching it just kind of feels like you're in the middle of the ocean and stepping into another century. I mean, if you look right there, that is the amazing beach that you can go down. But as we're panning back here, of course, there is the lighthouse. And you can see at the bottom this massive moat. And anytime a place has a moat, you know it's pretty cool. Well, let's go. So you're going to cross this bridge. And as you can see, it's been raining a little bit. And once you get through this bridge, you have just entered this fort. Now imagine attacking this. That's no bueno. So you now are inside, and so you feel a little bit safer. But there's two entrances, and they're the spiral staircase, of course, out of bricks that you go up to the top. Now the crazy thing is, this is the largest brick structure in the entire Western Hemisphere. And like almost nobody knows it exists. But you know what? There's one very important thing. You better book early, because you can take a ferry like this one. Now this is the Key West Express, and it was replacing the other one that was just getting fixed. But you go by ferry or by plane. Well, here it is, the lighthouse. We are going to stand up here on this rooftop, and there's something that almost everyone misses, and it's the most important thing in the entire fort. We're going to pick that big top secret up later. But take a look at this. Now, in the middle, this is where the seaplanes land, right behind that ferry, and you can see how beautiful it is. This turquoise water and this lighthouse that doesn't function anymore, but these massive cannons. Well, let's kind of look down into it. So here are the previous barracks of very controversial. You know, this has been going on for a lot of years. And this, of course, is no longer used, but there was a lot of slaves here. So construction workers and soldiers, and really was like a military prison. So they had a famous prisoner, and that was Dr. Samuel Mudd, and he was convicted of aiding John Wilkes Booth. Well, here's a great view of that moat. You can't snorkel in there, but you can snorkel on the outside. But back to this amazing, beautiful fort. So you can walk along the whole perimeter. They have a small portion of it blocked off. But as you look around, you can see it's a little gray today. This fort in Dry Tortugas is about 70 miles west of Key West, and it has 7 small islands here. So you know, one of the great things is you can come for the day, but even greater is that you can camp overnight. Now those permits go super fast, and there's so few people there because you have to bring everything, including all of your water. Well, take a look out. You see nothing but these other little islands. Sometimes there's a sailboat that goes past there. But this was discovered in 1513 by Ponce de Leon. And he said this place is going to be called Tortugas. So in Spanish, of course, that means turtle. And then he realized there's no water here. Well, that is, my friends, the most important thing about the fort. that I said most people don't even think about it. And so the crazy thing is there's no natural fresh water there. So the fort has a hidden water system. And of course, all the water had to be collected or shipped in. So one of the most important things was that engineers built cisterns and rain collection systems under the fort to store thousands of gallons of water. And because of that system, that's how it could be occupied. Without it, the fortress would have really been unlivable because none of us can live without water. Well, I do a quick pan here. Take a look at this. This is so cool, so formidable. And you are probably thinking, I can't believe how many bricks are here. Guess what? There's 16 million bricks. That's right. And so this is just an incredible fort. And the U.S. spent decades and millions of dollars building this massive fort. And unfortunately, nobody really lived in there. Well, as you can see here in the courtyard, all of these abandoned buildings. And there's just a very few people that stay there in the National Park Service. But here's the view of the 3 floors. And so check out my other videos if you want to see the other floors, because this is rooftop. And you can see this 15-inch Rodman cannon and how important it was to defend this fort. Well, just like a realtor, location, location, location. Dry Tortugas is in a spot where it really makes people from Cuba and further south come up to the United States to try to get into the United States. Well, before the turn of the century, we had massive problems with pirates and other countries trying to attack the United States. So therefore, when this fort was taken over by the United States, it really became Tortugas, but also, because there was no water there, Dry Tortugas. So this started in the early 1800s, and as this was being hand-laid, all of these bricks, it's just absolutely amazing. It became one of the most strategic military vantage points in the whole Gulf of Mexico. And so that's why it's a perfect spot for a fort. I mean, look how huge it is. And so, of course, we're going to talk about the lighthouse, but these cannons that you saw are just massive, and there's about 400 of them. Well, if you found this valuable, please like and subscribe, share with other people, and check out my other Dry Tortugas videos of how to maximize this day. Of course, snorkeling's incredible, and everything here that you can do in one day will leave a great memory in your mind. Come to Dry Tortugas, you'll never forget about it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in next week's video.